Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. Apologies for the previous video. It seems that my microphone it was a little bit glitched, and so that's why the audio wasn't going through. But it should be fixed right now. And it's a little bit funny because I'm gonna have to remake the video. But guys, on today's video, I will be talking about Barcelona's potential interest in a superstar this summer, as well as we're going to be talking about Barcelona's search for a manager. I want to keep you guys up to date with the latest news regarding Barcelona's search for a manager. But guys, before we get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date. But guys, let's get into the video and let's talk about Barcelona and who they can sign this summer. And breaking news, guys, Barcelona, especially Joan Laporta, he wants to sign a big star this summer, and Rafael Leao is the first priority. FC Barcelona believe that they can make a suitable offer to AC Milan, and he wants to play in La Liga or the Premier League. Now, this is reported by Diario Sport. And, before we talk about bringing in Rafael Leao, who is one of the world's best players and is extremely talented, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Can Barcelona even afford a player of Rafael Leao's quality? And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Now, AC Milan, they have set Rafael Leao's price at 150 million euros for the Portuguese star. But Barcelona, they believe they can bring that price down. And, I'm looking at the potential options on how Barcelona could do that. And the only way, Barcelona could be able to sign Rafael Leao is if they sell a big name. And you're looking at those like Frankie de Jongs, you're looking at Rafinha's, you're looking at potential an Araujo sale. And, looking at the rumors regarding Rafinha and the emergence of Lamine Yamal and looking at how, Frankie de Jong, he hasn't started negotiations regarding his contract renewal, which Barcelona have sent. A couple weeks ago, there hasn't been any communication between the two, and there's been a lot of pressure to sell Frankie de Jong. He's still on those insane wages, and so if he isn't going to resign Barcelona, they are looking to sell. And this summer, he could be one of those players to basically fund the signing of Rafael Leao. And I pose the question to you guys: if Barcelona they sell Frankie de Jong and we recuperate maybe let's say like 100 million, and we go and we try to sign Rafael Leao, maybe also include there like a player swap included with a fee, send Rafinha your to AC Milan as well. I send maybe like 70 to 80 million euros, and there you go. You cover Rafael Leao's transfer market cost. I pose the question to you guys: would you guys sign Rafael Leao, a world class difference maker in the final third, or would you guys use that money to reinforce the squad and specifically that CDM position? Because there was a footballing debate on Twitter regarding if Barcelona, they have the money to make a superstar signing, should that be in the pivot position or should that be, a superstar, maybe like a Rafael Leao? And I understand both points of view. If you sign Zubamendi, it's a much cheaper player. You're looking at paying maybe like 60 to 7 million max. He has a 60 million euro release clause, but he is hesitant on leaving his boyhood club. And signing Zubamendi, he would give you that balance and stability that this squad and this team so desperately needs. He would be like a CDM, and every top team, especially possession-based teams, they need a functioning CDM. Or would you guys go and sign Rafael Leao, a superstar, for that left wing position who can, 9 out of 10 times be the difference maker in the majority of the games? And, looking at both arguments, stability versus difference making, you're looking at, for example, how Lamine Yamal is currently performing at Barcelona, and what would a Zubamendi do to this team defensively, or what would the Rafael Leao do up top to help aid a Lamine Yamal, just like add some more offensive output to our team? And so I pose the question to you guys: who would you guys sign if Barcelona were to make some big sales? Would you guys go for a CDM, or would you guys go like Joan Laporta wants to sign a big superstar? But guys, now moving on, I want to be talking about Barcelona's search for a manager. And the first choice on the list that I want to be talking about is Robert the Zerby. Now, Robert De Zerbi has been crossed out. It's been like this. This is reported by Mante Morreto. Just in, securing the Zerbi is close to impossible for Laporta due to his financial demands. And in addition, the Zerbi is eager to stay in the Premier League. Now, if you guys don't know, the Zerbi, he currently has a 20 million euro contract, and Barcelona they're not looking, to activate that. I don't think that Barcelona should be spending 20 million euros to, basically get in a manager. That's absolutely not what Barcelona should be doing. I know I personally value the Zerbi's work at Brighton, and so does the club. They think he's doing a tremendous job, but at the same time, I don't think that Robert De Zerbi is a good fit for Barcelona at this point in time. He would be coming in from Brighton, and he would be be thrown into an enormous task of rebuilding Barcelona. The expectations and the man of working at Brighton and working in Barcelona are two different things. And I look at Robert De Zerbi as a project manager. And if Robert De Zerbi, has a couple more years to grow as a manager, he manages Brighton, and then he goes maybe to a top four team in the Prem. You're looking maybe at Manchester United, or for example Liverpool, or any of these big teams in the Prem or in La Liga, maybe to in Sevilla, Real Sociedad, something like that, just to get some experience of what it is to manage at the highest level of football before making that jump to Barcelona. But it seems Robert De Zerbi is ruled out. But another manager that is being linked to Barcelona is Xavi Alonso. Now, this is out of the box and like crazy to think about. Just in FC Barcelona's dream of hiring Xavi Alonso to replace Xavi for the Barcelona job. The club admires his style and plan to make moves to sign him quickly. Barca know that signing him would be a big blow for Real Madrid. His father, Perico Alonso, played for Barcelona. This is reported by Sport. Now, reading that second paragraph, Barcelona know that signing him would be a big blow for Real Madrid. I don't think that that's the right path for Barcelona to go down towards. I don't think that Barcelona should be making any player signings or managerial signings just to spite Real Madrid. You, for example, look at what happened with Modric between Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal, they were scouting Modric for months, just seeing how he would fit in the system. Modric, Chelsea come in last minute and steal Modric. Modric goes to Chelsea, and he does absolutely awful. Look at Arda Güler. Barcelona were scouting Arda Güler. Real Madrid come in last, like in the last moments, swoop in. And now Arda Güler has more minutes on the bench than he actually does on the field. And, even in the Lamine Yamal season compilation, he has, it's longer than his time on the actual pitch. And so I don't think it's Barcelona. It's a good idea for Barcelona to hire players or managers just in order to spite Real Madrid. And talking about Xabi Alonso specifically, just like with Robert De Zerbi, I think he's doing a phenomenal job in his respective team. Bayern Leverkusen, they're absolutely they haven't lost a game so far this season. They're, I think, the only team in Europe undefeated. And Bayern Leverkusen, they're playing some fantastic football at the moment. But Xabi Alonso, he's relatively new to the scene. He's very green, I would say. And managing Bayer Leverkusen, just like for example, like Robert De Zerbi managing Brighton, it's completely different than managing Barcelona. It's just different levels, different scales, different expectations, and the pressure is just completely different. And you don't know if that would translate, like to Barcelona. And Barcelona, they're currently in a position, and especially Laporta, in a place where we cannot fail and we cannot make bad choices. Because if that does happen, then Barcelona, we'd be struggling even further, and we probably see Barcelona go trophyless again, and maybe even be out of the top four spots in the Champions League. And that would spell like a dark tenure in Laporta's second tenure as president. And so I don't think that Xabi Alonso is the right man, even though I think he's doing a fantastic work at Bayer Leverkusen. But another manager who's being linked with Barcelona is Thomas Tuchel from Bayern Munich. And this is reported by Mundo Deportivo. In 2021, Joan Laporta really liked Thomas Tuchel to replace Ronald Koeman. Now Tuchel has offered himself to Barcelona. Now, looking at the Thomas Tuchel situation, I personally think that he would be like a downgrade on Hansi Flick and Jürgen Nagelsmann. If you're looking at how this Bayern team is operating right now in the Bundesliga. If you're looking at how they're playing, they're not playing spectacular football. They're going through like a bad period of time. And if you see Bayern fans, if you're seeing players in the squad saying, "Hey, I'm not liking what Thomas Tuchel is doing. I don't see why Barcelona should be going for him. I see him, playing some anti-football, and just it. I see him as a cup manager, and I don't think that he would be fit for the Barcelona job. And I genuinely think that it would be a downgrade on even Xavi, for example. And if these, Bayern Munich fans and the board, they're trying to kick him out, then I don't think that Barcelona should be going for him. But in regards to the favorite on who could potentially, replace Xavi, we're looking at Hansi Flick, because Hansi Flick right now is currently preparing for the Barcelona job, and he's doing everything possible to be ready. And looking on the quote, unlike any other candidate, Hansi Flick has already started preparing to take on the Barcelona job. He's the squad planning, he's learning Spanish, and he's preparing a coaching team. Although the move is far from being done, as the race to be Barcelona's next coach remains open. Currently, Hansi Flick, he leads the race on who could be the next Barcelona manager. And as I said before, on previous videos, I definitely think that Hansi Flick right now it should be the number one choice in order to replace Xavi. Of course, Jurgen Klopp would be the dream, as well as Pep Guardiola, but both of these managers have been discarded. Pep Guardiola, he wouldn't leave Man City. Why would you? And Jurgen Klopp, he's exhausted. He wants to take a year break, a sabbatical, and if he's exhausted from managing Liverpool for so long, it'd be good to take a rest before jumping into another high demanding and even more toxic environment that is Barcelona. But guys, that was it for the video for today. Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts on everything that we have discussed on today's video. Let me know on what you guys think Barcelona should do this summer in regards to Joan Laporta and the potential move for a big superstar signing. Would you guys agree that if Barcelona, for example, were to sell Frankie, Araujo, or any of these big players such as Rafinha, should Barcelona go for a superstar such as Rafael Leao, who Joan Laporta is a big fan of, or sign a CDM for that pivot position? And as well, looking at how the Zerby has been ruled out, how Thiago Mota has been ruled out, who I've talked about in previous videos, who just like Robert De Zerbi is very green. Who do you guys want to be Barcelona's next manager, and why is it Hansi Flick? But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And once again, I apologize for the previous video; it was muted. My apologies. But as always, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.